ever since he was a baby. Bryson was always happy, always popular. Bryson volunteered to help children with disabilities. He was always drawn to helping somebody.
My son was funny. He loved to play practical jokes. People were drawn to him. People looked up to him.
Bryson was just silly all the time. He never left anyone out. He was always very inclusive.
On January 16th of this year, I found out that my son had died by suicide.
It was a normal Sunday. I had a pot of chili on that morning. It was about 5 minutes to 1, and Kim just screamed and said, Brian, the police are here.
They came in, they shared that our son had taken his own life. And I just screamed, and all of a sudden I looked and my phone starts blowing up with people saying they were praying for us.
But I just remember just closing my eyes real tight and opening them up again like I was dreaming. And I just thought to myself, why?
When I heard the news, I think I just kind of made a conscious decision not to react. My mom was screaming. My dad was sobbing. The officers, they needed to give someone information. I knew I was probably going to be of better use helping with that than reacting.
I feel guilty. I feel like I should have done more things with my son. Maybe there was something else I could have done.
I don't want anybody else to do this to themselves. We cannot live with ourselves by thinking that this would be it, that Bryson's purpose would be forgotten.
I'm pretty angry about everything that happened. If there is a God, and he's a good God, why would he let this happen?
I know Dr. Phil, and seeing him, he's kind of a no-nonsense kind of guy. When we were invited to be a part of this, I knew that maybe it was the Lord's plan.
I'm doing this because I want folks to know that there is hope. Because even though it hurts every day, I have hope that I'll see my son one day.
I just need to make sure that no other mom hurts like this, and no other child makes this horrible decision for themselves.
As you look back, do you feel like you missed anything?
Not of this. I feel like I could have maybe reached out to him more when it comes to just making sure that he knew he was loved. I just wish I could go back and make sure he knew how loved he was.
I just would love to know why. I mean, he started texting me that morning, and then we talked on the phone that afternoon. And even that day, he said, Mama, I would never do anything to myself. I would never do anything. And so I just say now, why did his decision change all of a sudden? And what could I have seen in those texts? Did I say something wrong? Did I advise him wrong? Was there something I could have done? And so that will always haunt me, because my boy, he had everything to live for.
It's natural to look back and say, could I have done A instead of B? And sometimes people contemplate it for months or years before they do it. But a lot of times it seems like a good idea at the time. It's kind of an impulse.
Yeah.
But 90% of the people where it's non-fatal will tell you after the fact they're so glad that it didn't work. And I suspect that would be the case here, that if he had the opportunity to look back on it and go, what in the world was I thinking? You can't play what if, but what you have to acknowledge is this was his choice, not yours. Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.